Hi, I'm Kenneth Wingard from Home and Family. I'd asked you to submit questions that we were going to answer in our Ask Ken segment on the show, so I answered as many as I could, but there were a lot that I didn't get to, so I thought I'd take a couple of the videos and try to answer the rest of your questions. So the week that we just finished was Christmas in July, so we actually had quite a few holiday questions, so let me get to a couple of those. Let's see here. One of them was, do I prefer a real Christmas tree or an artificial? I always have a real tree. Do you have any hints to keep a fresh cut tree fresher longer? That's from Anna Bumbarger. I'm sure I messed up your name. But I personally prefer a live tree, but they've become so expensive. We live in an old house with like 12-foot ceilings. So to get a tree that fills that is a fortune. So what we started doing now is cutting down a tree. We have a big yard. We start to prune trees. Like, okay, this is going to be our tree for 4 years from now. They don't look very professional, almost look like big bushes, but that's what we're using now because I would never go out and spend that much money on a tree. The artificial trees that are around now I think are really good. There's some that look so real, or the ones that are like all white or are made out of almost like a broom fiber, I think are really, really beautiful. So I think whatever works for you. I don't think there's that same stigma with artificial trees that there used to be. And they make these great things called scent sickles that actually smell exactly like live trees that you hang on your tree that look like ornaments, and you still get that fresh pine smell, so check those out. As far as keeping a tree fresh, what you need to do is, because they've often been cut so far in advance, when you get home, cut off at least the bottom 2 inches of the trunk and then submerge it in hot water, because as soon as you cut it, the sap is going to flow back to that cut and try to seal it off. The hot water will make sure that that sap stays loose and the water can suck it up, and make sure that you water that tree every day. It's amazing how much water it will suck up. So let's see here. I think I had another holiday question. One was how many, what are the in colors for the holidays this year? From Sue Yoakley. Sue, really hot colors. You know, your reds and your golds and your silvers are always hot, but a really hot trend is blues and greens together. A great sort of 1950s blue and green with a lot of silver mixed in. I know it is not traditional, but it looks really, really good. And then also mixing your metals, so doing gold and silver and with a little bit of copper. And the copper helps to give it a little weight, because the gold and silver itself can get a little tinny sometimes. So try mixing those three together. Really, really beautiful. And the last question I got about Christmas was how many lights to put on a tree, and I answered that quickly. For a 6 or 7 foot tree, you want to have at least 300 lights. So that's 300-foot strands. Do the math for you there. If you want that really designer decorator look, they use 300 lights per foot of tree, because those trees are just full on. And make sure you put the trees back in the tree, like along the trunk and then coming out, because to get that real depth, you've got them on the outside and the inside of the tree. Run it up the trunk and then wrap the branches going towards the outside, and do that all the way around. That's how you get that real decorator look. So those are the Christmas questions, and check back. I'll answer some more in a different video. All right? Take care.